Unity says sorry. Payday 3 dev says sorry. And no, Cyberpunk did not have Elon Musk NPC. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of CpyNews. And we are getting into our first story of the day, which comes from Eurogamer, and it's about Unity. And Unity says they're sorry. Unity announces significant changes to its controversial new pricing plan, and it's sorry. Because saying sorry makes everything better, right? So they said that they're making changes to it. Unity's Mark Whitten has outlined significant changes to last week's announcement in a post on the company's website, beginning with another apology. And I've said many times, it doesn't matter about the apology, the only thing that will make the situation better is if you fully walk it back. But anyway, let's read this. I want to start with this. I am sorry, he wrote. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure we can continue to support you today and tomorrow and keep deeply invested in our games engine. So what are the policy changes? They will no longer be charging per install runtime fees for any developer using Unity Personal or Unity Plus. It's also dropping the requirement that Unity Personal games must include the Unity startup screen, meaning changes will now only impact developers using Unity Pro or Enterprise, and only if they cross two key thresholds, making $1 million in gross revenue in the last 12 months, and reaching 1 million initial engagements, presumably meaning installs. So, basically it's gonna hit any popular game. Still, perhaps more significantly, its runtime fees will now only kick in for games made using or updated to Unity's next long-term support version that'll be releasing in 2024 or beyond. This means that developers using any version before this version are alright for now, but in the future they won't be. So what is it going to be? So the developers will have a choice of how they want to pay. If they meet the two key thresholds outlined above, they will have a choice between paying a runtime fee based on self-reported monthly initial engagements, or the equivalent of a 2.5% of a game's self-reported monthly gross revenue. Ultimately, it says you'll be charged the lesser of the two, which doesn't fix the issue. This doesn't fix the issue. It's just the same thing worded in a different way. And this is a significant cost for large developers, and also because they're going to charge distributors, right? So Microsoft, Sony, Steam, Humble Bundle, GOG, Epic Game Store, any platform that sells a game made by Unity is going to get charged for the install base. And with some of these games, that is huge. So even if it's 2.5% of the revenue, or a 20 cents per install, it's too much. This should never be a thing. They should walk this back completely and just not have it. Developer make game using engine. That's the simple part, right? Developer make game using engine. Developer pay, revenue share. That engine says developer should pay. That's how this works. It's meant to be very simple. Is if you build a game using our engine and you get over this amount of revenue, you have to pay us this percentage, which is like usually 20% or something, or more. I don't know actually Unity's percentage anymore. It's been a long time since I checked, but it'll be a percentage of the game's revenue you pay to the game's engine for, using it. Not having more and more charges and runtime fees and all this nonsense about putting their ad systems in your games. Like, this is so stupid and I'm so done with this. Unity, you've failed, and honestly, this doesn't make it look any better. It just makes it look like you're completely incompetent and don't know what you're doing. Which we're going to move on to our second story of the day, which comes from Games Horizon, and it is about Liza P. Sophia, voice actress, reveals getting the script on day of recording. So this was an exclusive interview with Games Horizon. Marland opened up about her role in the Souls-like game, and yeah, they asked her a lot of questions, so we're just gonna go through them. When asked if she knew the whole story before reading her line, she revealed, "No, I was told the whole story on the first day of recording." Before recording Sophia's voice for the game, Allegra Marland did know a few of her lines, since she had voiced the Liza P trailer a few months before, but it was only the first day in the booth that she received all the information about the game, its story, and the characters and more. So she talks about a collaboration with NeoWiz, And she said, they sat me down, they showed me all of her artwork, all of her world, where she lives, what's happened. They told me the whole story visually with the video. During the interview, Allegra also talked about how she prepared for the role with the creative team, and she said that you don't get the script more than the 4 or 5 days before, so you don't have loads of time to work on the script. And she says that one of the favourite things about working with them was that she was receptive to the team's notes. She didn't want to prepare too much before the recording session and wanted to know what the producers and designers wanted. And she says that her method and creative process is that she finds imagery very useful, and the image of her, the Lies of P character, Sophia, that she was given is so detailed. Allegra was also given access to gameplay footage and often recorded alongside it, and she also had the photo of Sophia in front of her all the time while speaking the lines to visualize the technique. As an actor, I suppose that helps in your mind being able to look at a picture of your character and sort of visualize how they're moving and what they're saying and what they're doing, right? And she also says that they gave her ample freedom to explore the character in her own way. And she says, after we pinned her down, they just let me fly and handed over the trust, which was really nice. And Lies of P is doing well. Apparently on Steam it has crossed $5 million in sales and garnered mostly positive reviews and has a Metacritic score of 80, so yeah, it seems to be overall going well, and it's kind of interesting getting that perspective of a voice actor's process and what they think and what's going on and sort of their method of working. I think her method is quite cool, and I think the idea of having the picture of the person you're voicing or looking at the gameplay whilst you're recording adds some depth there, because you can sort of focus on the situation and try to match the energy that's there. And then also with the picture, you can sort of imagine how a character would speak and move and sort of put that into a performance as a voice to try and make it as natural as possible. But not so good news, our next story, which comes from GameSpot. I got I read that's right, GameSpot. And Payday 3 devs CEO apologised for online shooter's unstable launch. So yeah, this didn't go well apparently. I watched my friend playing this the other day and it seemed like the lobbies were a big issue. He seemed to be queuing more than he was playing. He literally played a 15-minute mission and then spent like 40 minutes queuing. I never think he got out the queue. So, there's been hitches in Payday 3's launch, with server issues impacting the shooter game yesterday. Starbreeze CEO Tobias Sjogren issued an apology on social media. Sjogren posted on Twitter, "We are sorry that the infrastructure didn't hold up as expected, and although it's possible to prepare for every scenario, we should be able to do better." According to the official Payday 3 account on Twitter, the online shooter saw slow matchmaking throughout the launch day and even became unavailable at a certain point. Yeah, I'd say it was slow matchmaking. Starbreeze said, "We're now confident in saying we're on our way back to full force. The co-op shooters, these players working together to pull off heists in New York City, blah blah blah." And it's on a bunch of consoles. But yeah, Payday didn't have the best launch. Hopefully they've fixed it now and it gets better. I don't know because I can't play the game myself because I don't have the game. But hopefully when people test it and try it out, it will be better now and not as weird. We're going to move now to the next story, which comes from Eurogamer. No, Cyberpunk 2077 didn't remove the Elon Musk NPC because he wasn't even in the game to begin with. So yeah, CD Projekt Red developers finally quashed the rumour that an NPC based on Elon Musk was in the game at all. After a tweet that says CD Projekt Red had removed the Elon Musk cameo from the corporate opening in the Cyberpunk 2077 went viral, senior quest designer Patrick Mills stepped in to ask who came up with this nonsense. There wasn't Elon Musk. It looks nothing like him. Who came up with this nonsense, Mills asked. It's funny, because I have Elon's name on my mute list. I can't even see the replies to my tweet, Mills added later. No big loss, I'm sure, but behaving like kids, for a wild party, tunes. And when asked about a recent story about Elon Musk bursting into the studio and demanding a part by brandishing a 200-year-old gun, Mills says, I wasn't there, I don't know. And he says, but even if that's true, that doesn't mean this random Japanese guy is supposed to be him. So yeah, that quashed the rumour. Elon Musk wasn't meant to be in the game. They never added him. They never removed him. But there again, conspiracy theorists are gonna conspiracy, right? And that gets us in And that's it for the news today, but stick around because we have game steals, games bundles, and all that jazz. So if you want to listen to some game steals and games bundles and that interests you, then this is the perfect part of the episode for you, because we're going to go through some stuff, starting with bundles from Humble Bundle. There is a virtual reality headset bundle on Humble Bundle. It's called Get Your Head in the Game VR bundle, and has Zero Caliber VR, Rick and Morty Virtual Reality, and Stride in the first tier for $12. Those three are joined by I Expect You to Die 2, Propagation Paradise Hotel, and After the Fall Deluxe Edition in the second tier for $16. Remember, on Humble Bundle it's tiered, so you get so many games in the first tier, then you get all the games in the second tier, then you get more games in the next tier. Right? It's not like you're paying 12 on top of 16 for this. The final tier gets you 2 more VR titles for paying the full $24 bundle price, which adds Demior and the Grimlord, and there's apparently 3 weeks on that counter. Those wanting a more traditional gaming experience can opt for the Humble Controlled and Narrative bundle, and this one's kind of interesting. This one's carried 8 games with its 3 tiers, which begins with Tales from the Borderlands, Before Your Eyes, Imposter Factory, which are for $5, Beyond the Steel Sky, Beyond Two Souls, and Twin Mirror is offered for those who moves up to the second tier for $10, and the final tier comes in at $18, which has Opus Echo of Star Song Full Bloom Edition, which I played on Xbox Games Pass when it was on Xbox Games Pass, and it was beautiful. I absolutely loved playing that game. It was such an emotional roller coaster because you played the story from like 2 perspectives. You play your young self and your old self, and I'm not going to give it much away, but there's a lot of emotion there between the two, and it just makes for a beautiful story when you go through it. Then also new Tales from the Borderlands and a Beyond a Steel Sky for $18. This bundle also has 3 weeks left on its counter. And then we get into Epic Games Store, which has 2 free games, Out of Line and Forest Quartet. Out of Line is an indie puzzle adventure game with plenty of platforming, where you take on the role of San, a boy trapped in a factory who must learn his way with a spear to get out. And the Forest Quartet, meanwhile, comes in a narrative puzzle game featuring music as the solving element, and you'll be singing to interact with the world and listen to environment tracks to progress, all without any written directions or instructions. So for you audiophiles out there, that might be something fun for you if you like figuring out musical puzzles. I know there will be some people like that. And apparently there's a single free event happening this weekend, and that's for State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition on Steam. And now we have big deals, and this is a list, so bear with me guys, because this is going to be long, and I'm just going to read them out and as fast as I can. Cyberpunk 2077 is $36 on Steam. Resident Evil 4 is $33.50 on Fanatical. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice Game of the Year Edition is $30 on Steam. Grounded is $27 on Steam. The Expanse of Telltale series is $24 on Epic Store. Stray is $22.50 on Steam. Earth Defense Force 5 is $21 on Steam. Gloomhaven $21 on Steam. Hi-Fi Rush is $20.50 on Greenman Gaming. Sea of Thieves 2023 edition is $20 on Steam. Dredge is $17 on Fanatical. Overcooked is $16 on Steam. Return to Monkey Island, $15 on Steam. It Takes Two, $14 on Steam. Cartel Tycoon is also $13.50 on Steam. Pentiment is $13.40 on Steam. Planet Zoo is about $12 on Steam, on Fanatical, sorry. We Were Here Forever is $11.69 on Steam. Disco Elysium The Final Cut, $10 on Steam. Superliminal, which I think is the shooty game, is $10 on Steam. Desperados 3, $10 on Steam. Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair, $10 on Steam. Gears 5, $10 on Steam. Killer Instinct, $10 on Steam. Quantum Break, a very good game, $10 on Steam. Operation Tango, $10 on Steam. Deep Rock Galactic, $10 on Steam. New Super Lucky's Tale, $9 on Steam. Fable Anniversary is $8.80 on Steam-ish. Escape the Backrooms is $8 on Steam. State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition, which we talked about, has that event this weekend, is $7.50 on Steam. Watch Dogs 2, $7.50 on Steam. Another good game there. Journey, $7.50 on Steam. Ori Will o' the Wisp, $7.50 on Steam. Pillars of Eternity, $7.50 on Steam. Castlevania Lords of Shadow Ultimate Edition, $6 on Steam. City Skylines is $6 on Steam. Arma 3 is $6 on Steam. Just don't know if anyone plays that anymore. Used to be good for RP back in the day. Oh yes, I remember back in the day playing Arma 3 Live, and Asylum, and Critical Gaming. What Remains of Edith Finch, $5 on Steam. Halo Wars Definitive Edition, $5 on Steam. Sunset Overdrive, $5 on Steam. Gorogoa, $4.50 on Steam. Assassin's Creed Unity is $4.50 on Steam. Black Mesa, $4 on Steam. Marvel Avengers the Definitive Edition, which will be leaving Steam soon, I do believe, is only $4 on Steam, so it might be your last opportunity to get that. Darkwood, $3.74 on Steam. Pikaniku is $3.75 on Steam. Sorry, not $3.75, $2.60 on Steam. And then we have the 2 Epic games that were free there. Now we've got DRM free specials as well from GOG Store, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary. And that means another major DRM free sale. And there is a free copy of The Night of the Rabbit that's available there too on GOG. So you can grab that for free as well if you want that. But let's start off with Cyberpunk, which is $36 on GOG. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Anniversary Edition is $16.50 on Steam. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is $15.75 on GOG. Project Zomboid, $12 on GOG. Stardew Valley is $10.50 on GOG. Beyond Two Souls, $10 GOG. Heavy Rain, $10 GOG. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, $10 GOG. Disco Elysium The Final Cut, $10 GOG. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, $10 on GOG. Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, $6.60 on GOG. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, $5 on GOG. Spot 4 Golden Edition, $5 on GOG. Zeus plus Poseidon Acropolis, $5 on GOG. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, $4.50 on GOG. The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition, $4 on GOG. Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy Remastered, $3.10 on GOG. XCOM, $3 on GOG. System Shock 2, $2.50 on GOG. Doom 1993, $2 on GOG. Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger, $1.50 on GOG. Team Hospital, $1.50 on GOG. Tomb Raider Anniversary is less than $1 on GOG. Thief Gold, less than $1 on GOG. And then again, the bottom one is Night of the Rabbit, which is completely free on GOG. So that is all of the deals. And that is a lot of deals to read out. But yes, check them out if you want any of those games or interested in any of those games. And it might be your last chance to get some of those games, or a good opportunity to get some games cheap that you may not have played or have heard of and wanted to play. Now might be the chance to get them if you want to own a copy. I know that not everyone likes to use Games Pass and other services like that for subscriptions. This might be your chance to get some games for cheap that you've been wanting to play. So do take a look, check them out if you are interested. I'm not paid to do this. This is just a NeoWin advert. A NeoWin post on their website where they just do a weekly games list, and I came across it and thought that, might help you guys out looking around if you want some deals on some stuff. But anyways guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out guys.